So in this lesson, we will finish the previous lesson and show you how to correct our wheel guide axle ring. So if you remember in the previous lesson, we are kind of peeking inside of here and we're looking at the surface on the inside of our model. That isn't quite correct. We shouldn't be seeing stuff like that. So what we want to do is we want to make sure we have a complete model when we put this together. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and take that housing or that item over here, which is going to be interior axle guide features. We want to go ahead and borrow this name. While we're here, let's just go ahead and copy this, and we're going to add a -1 to that later. So up until now, we haven't been, the past two lessons, we haven't been renaming our features because I want to make sure we get through the lessons, be able to show you the more important items in here. But as long as you're here, let's go ahead and copy that, and then we're going to go ahead and rename that feature as we move down. So we're going to take our rollback bar, and we're going to roll that back to just below that feature. And we're going to take that feature, I'm going to right click on it, and we're going to suppress it. So I think it's all by itself. I don't think there's any other connections between that feature and whatever features might follow that. So let's go ahead and initiate our sketch in this. So we're going to go ahead and choose the surface. Go to the sketch tab up here, go to the sketch button. We're going to go to convert entities. And let's make sure before we do that, we click on the outside here so we don't get the outside over here because we just have to erase that. So go to Convert Entities. We're going to go ahead and click on this edge, right-click on our mouse. Now we have that in place. Go to Offset Entities. We're going to go ahead and click on that edge. We're going to put it on the inside. We're going to make this 1/16 of an inch, 0.0625. And we're going to make sure we click on the inside. And now we have that. So very simply, if we go to Features, Extruded Boss Face, we're going to make that an offset. So we're going to go offset. That's going to be 3/8 of an inch, 0.375. And we're going to offset that to the inside, not the outside. So let's make sure we get that in the right direction. And then we're going to go to blind, and we're going to make that 0.625, 5/8 of an inch. We're going to make sure that that's going in the right direction too. So just like before, we're seeing a preview of what we're going to get, but unlike before, we're going to actually see this resolve itself. So if we go to the green check mark and we look at that, now we actually see that ring in place. And our model still maintains itself as a solid model. So our Boss Extrude 1, let's go ahead and take that name we just copied, put that in place. We'll call that Wheel Axle Guide Bearing Ring 1. So now if we take our section tool and move that back and forth, we can see that the model is continuous. We have solid on the inside, and then the regular surfaces on the outside as we would expect. One last detail, if I may. The completed model I'm leaving you with is well documented, and you're welcome to take it apart and see how it was all put together. As promised, there are a lot of references to the various design sketches and a variety of features that you may find useful and interesting. So please have fun with this. Now this ends this lesson and this tutorial on the modeling of a vintage windmill engine housing used in SOLIDWORKS surfacing tools, and I hope you found it informative. We covered surfacing tools such as the extruded surface, planar surface, the revolved surface, plus some surface modification tools such as the trim surface, knit surface, and the thicken tool. We also talked about the various surface bodies and solid bodies that get created, plus covered some tips along the way, traps to avoid, and how to repair your model when it breaks. Hopefully you gained a perspective on when surface modeling techniques may be useful when traditional solid modeling techniques are difficult or cumbersome. So thank you for joining me, and remember, if you have any questions about any of the content of this tutorial, however minor, please feel free to contact me at design@edi3di.com. I usually respond within a day and will try to provide answers to any questions that you may have. This is Chris Scarlett. I hope you found this course instructive and hope that you will join me again for additional tutorials in the world of computer-aided design.